One, two, three, four, five, Big Gun, keep my favorite.
What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. My number 5 favorite paranormal game. Conspiracy! And I say that because there's an exclamation point at the end. Games that cover conspiracies and cryptozoology, ufology, or UAPology, I guess nowadays, urban myths. We need more of these. Sure, there's a few on the market. When I say a few, I mean few. There's not a lot. I don't understand why this isn't a theme and genre that's delved into a little bit more, since there seems to be more than enough room to play in this toy box of conspiracy and paranormal concepts. So to have any of these games available. But especially as I'm talking about now, conspiracy does me a world of good. I'm so happy to see this and the other games like it. Now, conspiracy itself is at its heart really just a fun-hearted, family-friendly card game of set control with a fun smattering of a take that effect. And to me, it seems like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are the kind of individual that believes in some or all of the paranormal, conspiracy, ufology, cryptozoology stuff. Or maybe you're someone that doesn't. It doesn't matter. This game is still going to be fun. You're still going to be able to laugh at this game, as this game is very tongue-in-cheek, and it pulls it off beautifully well. Now, the main way this game, I feel, has that light aspect of a take-that style game is the discard pile. I absolutely love the way they use the discard pile as the tabloids. So when something gets put into the discard pile, something, let's say you, as a player, is not trying to collect, like let's say you're not trying to prove the moon landing was fake. That's not anything you're chasing down. You're collecting other cards to make other sets. So, but you know your spouse is trying to prove the moon landing was fake. So you get to put that in the discard pile, which means it is now in the tabloids, so people believe it a lot less now. So you get that, take that little bit of a jab, ha-ha, kind of moment with this game. And it is done light enough and fun enough. Sometimes take that games can be very harsh. This is not. It does it in such a fun, fantastic way that you always end up laughing. They got the art perfectly great for this game. It does remind me of a tabloid, the way things are presented. The art reminds me of like the old Bat Boy things you would see in the tabloid covers, the World Weekly News and stuff. And it's heavily inspired by those rags. And you can tell, you can see the amount of devotion that was put into not just how the game is played, how the game is run, the rules of the game, but also the very art of the game. Everything that they have put into this. This title is meant for you to have a thematic experience, but a fun, tongue-in-cheek, light-hearted experience. And it's always delivered that for me. Definitely. With an easy rule set to learn and easy to teach new players, I think that this rather unique playthrough, it gives you a rather unique playthrough every single time, and you're going to be able to pick it up quickly. You're going to be able to teach it quickly. You're going to be able to experience it that much faster. Get it to the table and get it off the table. There's no setup time, really. Shuffle a few cards, throw a few hands out to people, and that's it. So this game is fun, it's fast, it's funny, it hits so many check boxes that a game in general should have, but specifically a family-friendly fun game. So those are the reasons why Conspiracy is my number 5 favorite paranormal game. My number 4 favorite paranormal game. Don't talk to strangers. All right, so aliens, right? UFOs, close encounters of the third kind, abductions, probes. Well, the game doesn't specifically say anyone's probed, but isn't that what they do? So it's implied. These are all concepts that are not in enough games. And this is all this game is about, is these concepts, these ideas. And it draws me to it on such a fun level. Poking fun at itself. I like that. Now, this title is part of a trilogy. Well, the trilogy it's not tied trilogy, storyline trilogy, or anything like that. But it's part of a 3-box set based on the artwork of Stephen Rhodes, who does some really fun throwback, sort of 50s, 60s, 70s style art styles that are really funny and poke fun at the time period and poke fun at the PSAs from that time period. And that's what this game and the others two in this set, and there's a second trilogy box out also. And again, none of the games are connected, but they're all part of the same art and the same style of funniness, of silliness, of just go with it kind of feel. I mean, let's face it, this title, Don't Talk to Strangers, is literally the only board game I know about, I've ever played, read about, seen, anyone's told me about, is the only one that's about child abduction. And yet the game is well received. Why is that? Why is a game about abducting kids so well received? Because it's fun, because it's tongue-in-cheek, because it laughs at itself. One of the reasons why I believe that this game isn't rallied against. It delivers it in a way that's going to keep you laughing. If you're looking for a family-friendly game that touches on some dark subjects in a very fun, lighthearted way, go take a look. See, watch a playthrough. We've done a few here on this channel. Others have done more than us. Go watch. Don't talk to strangers. Get yourself some information. Don't be influenced. These are the reasons why Don't Talk to Strangers is my number 4 favorite paranormal game. My number 3 favorite paranormal game. Horrified American Monsters. Universal Monsters too, to a lesser degree, but American Monsters, because this is specifically dealing with cryptids. American cryptids, to be exact, of all different kinds, from Bigfoot to Mothman, the Jersey Devil, so many more. And this game delivers them in a way that is a set collection game revolving around separate mini games that are different for each of the monsters that you're fighting. This is a little meta because you have games within a game. Now, the miniatures in this game are absolutely beautiful. They did great work on the sculpt. They went a step beyond what the original Universal Monsters Horrified game was. They took a little bit more time in the detail work, and it shows between these monsters. And even the artwork and the cards and the tiles and everything all works well. It's very, very beautifully made, massively crafted, and it's going to look great on your table. And as I often say, if a game looks great, you're going to want to look at it more. And in order to look at it more, you're going to have to play it more. This is another game that's great for kids and family as well. And like I said before, maybe you might prefer the Universal Monsters over the American Monsters, but that's really the only difference between these games. So just pick whichever one that really resonates to you the most. But as far as paranormal games go, I'm going to have to lean a little bit more towards the American Monsters Horrified game. Although, the Universal Monsters does have Abbott and Costello in it. And I love me some Abbott and Costello. But if you're looking for, that game that's going to hit the table fast, you're going to spend some time collecting stuff, you're going to spend some time spending some stuff, and then trying to figure out individual mini games, this is what you want to look for. There's not a lot of games out there where you can be capturing Bigfoot and the Jersey Devil at the same time. These are the reasons why Horrified American Monsters is my number 3 favorite paranormal game. My number 2 favorite paranormal board game. Secret Unknown Stuff. Escape from Dulcie. This is the only board game I know that's about the secret, alleged, underground Dulcie base. So if Area 51 is allegedly where we study aliens, then the Dulcie base is where the aliens are studying us. And this game does a great job of capturing that image, that feel, that conspiracy in a 3-dimensional setup of a way. Although I'm going through things on this list, I still got to say that we need more games on UFOs. But for right now, this is still in the number 2 slot. We'll see what comes out next year. But this game does a great job of taking the ufology and mixing it with some really fun cryptozoology and urban myths and legends. Because in this game, you are being studied by the aliens, or at least I should say you were being studied by the aliens, until something released you from your cryo-freeze. You and the others. And that brings us to another point I love about this game. Who you're playing, or should I say, what you're playing. They're not all human. And not all of them that are human are still human now. My 2 favorite examples of this game is the 2-headed psychic cow, Snippy, who gets an automatic gun strapped to its back. And then, of course, there's the Smith family. This 4-member nuclear family really became a nuclear family when they were melded together into one horrific, almost Cthulhian, yet highly polite beast. Hey, even Amelia Earhart is in this game as a playable character. Yeah, whatever happened to her? They caught her! The aliens! That's what happened to her. This game, everything about this game is geared for comedy, for a fun effect, for tongue-in-cheek, while at the same time giving a nod to the fact that these are all real conspiracies. Now, the board itself, I said this is a 3D game. The board itself is rising up off of your tabletop. There are 5 levels, 6 if you count the flat board underground, bottommost level. But the tower itself is 5 levels. It's 2 towers, actually, to cover the 5 levels. It would have been too overwhelming to make it 5 stories tall. They did a good job splitting it up, and it's made really well. It's good material, it's strong material, it's cardboard, but yet it's lasted the test of time for me. In fact, all the components in this game are great, and have lasted the test of time the several years that I've had it with. And one of my favorite things besides the tower is the initiative tracker board. I think every game needs an initiative tracker board, every game like this. It has done wonders for us to remember and keep things in order. Everything about this game, component-wise, was specifically done for a theme in mind, and it sure as hell shows. This is also an RPG board game. In this game, you're going to go up in levels, you're going to get new abilities, you're going to be able to put up ability scores, you're going to gain new equipment. You are going to become better, which is important because the enemies are going to become more difficult. The balance between character growth and enemy difficulty is amazingly even, I find, in this game. More so than many other games. The amount of time they must have put into playtesting to get that feeling right, I can't even imagine. But I thank the hell out of them for doing it. Overall, no matter how beautiful this game looks, I gotta be honest with you, it plays just as beautifully. This is the kind of game that if you are a conspiracy nut or just a lighthearted conspiracist and you're a board gamer, please go watch some playthroughs. If you get a chance, try it yourself and you're going to find out why and understand why Secret Unknown Stuff Escape from Dulcie is my number 2 favorite paranormal game. My number one favorite paranormal game. Lucidity, Six-Sided Nightmare. So I love the concept of psychic powers, whether it's a psionicist in Dungeons and Dragons or Daryl Revok in Scanners. I have always loved the concept of psychic mind powers. And this, you are taking your psychic energy and power and delving into the dream world to abstract power and energy from there. But while you're there are living nightmares that are trying desperately to convert you and make you also one of them. This is a great competitive game, and it's a competitive game on two different levels, because if you do get corrupted by a nightmare, you're not out of the game. You're just playing a much more competitive version of the game with everyone else at this point. Another thing I love about this is the fact that a single-player game, a solo version game, rule-wise, plays differently than a multiplayer game does, giving you the sensation that it's two games in one. I love that. The dice in this game are beautiful. The boards are really beautiful in this game as well. They didn't need a lot component-wise, but what they did need component-wise, they put some time and energy into. And that's something that I think we should all be appreciative of. Instead of just going the easy route, they gave us something worthwhile in this. This game has never let me down, solo or competitive game. I wish there was an expansion for this. I wish there was new nightmares. I don't know how it would work. Do we need new nightmares? I just want more of this game. And I don't even know how that would work. I just know I love this game so much I want more of it. All right, so that is why Lucidity's Six-Sided Nightmares is my number one favorite paranormal game.